we would like to introduce GeoSkin S1 handheld 3D laser scanner launched. One overall introduction. There are 9 function icons on our desktop. The 9 function icons on the left side are able to perform different tasks. On the right side are the saved result files and notes on their use. The lower menu bar corresponds to the 3 functions of data cleansing, packet recording, and result savings. To explanation of the functions of the main icons. 2.1 Camera feature. GeoSkin S1 with left and right 180-degree wide-angle fisheye cameras. We can double-click the Start Camera icon to start all the functions of the camera. After double-clicking the Start Camera icon, will pop up our mode selection dialog, which is divided into indoor mode, outdoor mode, and regular mode. Indoor mode is usually high exposure mode. Outdoor mode is usually low exposure mode. Regular mode is usually medium exposure mode. The exposure mode is selected according to the internal parameters of the camera. It is recommended that you use the high exposure mode when the environment is dark. When the environment is bright, such as outdoor bright lights, it is recommended that you use the low exposure mode. When the usage environment is in general brightness, it is recommended that you use the medium exposure mode. It's not limited to whether it must be used indoors or outdoors. So if you're not sure of the mode of use, let's take the current situation as an example. Select indoor according to the usage. Wait a moment and the desktop will automatically show the camera. We can see that the left and right view images are loaded at the same time. We wave our hands and can see that our hand appears in each of the 2 images. This means that the 2 cameras are loading properly. If we want to close the camera window, we just need to click on Terminate Tasks at the bottom left corner of the desktop. The startup window of the camera will be automatically terminated, and the background cache will be cleared. When you are using and need to terminate some tasks, you can directly click the Terminate task on the left corner of the desktop. You can also double-click on the desktop icon to terminate the task, which has the same effect. 2-point to Introduction to Recorded Data Functions. When you are using the camera or SLAM program and want to record the processed data into a BEG file under our OS environment, you can double-click the Record Data icon on the desktop in the 9-panel grid, or click the Record Data icon on the bottom left corner of the desktop. These 2 icons are the same. Just choose one. 2.3 End and Save Icon Features. If you want to save the data at the end of the task, you can double-click the Save icon on the desktop or click the Save icon at the bottom left corner of the desktop. When it starts, it will grab and save the SlamPoint cloud file in our background, cache and indicate that it was saved successfully, and prompts for successful storage. If there is no point cloud file, it will report an error, shows no point cloud file found. Sometimes, if you encounter a large point cloud model, you will be prompted to save it unsuccessfully. You can click on it several times. Above is the first line of the GeoSkin S1 function icon to start the camera. Basic usage of recording data saving and ending. Here it should be noted that, due to the operation of the time, we'll encounter different uses of the environment, different operating backgrounds, different users, and other factors. In order to get the best scanning results in case of scene inconsistency, it is recommended that you prioritize the use of the Startup Camera icon to determine the most suitable exposure parameters for the current environment. We've just tested the indoor exposure parameters. Next, we will test the outdoor exposure parameters. As shown above, when we use the outdoor exposure parameters, the whole house is very dark. This means that the current environment is not suitable for the outdoor exposure parameters. When restarting the camera and selecting the medium exposure parameters, you can see from the effect that, in the current environment, the medium exposure parameter is not really suitable. The image is rather dark, and the specific details and edge areas are also rather gray. It does not clearly reflect the characteristics of the current environment. The most suitable is actually the indoor exposure selected at the beginning. You can see in the above demonstration that choosing the right exposure parameters can reflect the basic situation of the whole environment more clearly, and at the same time can also reflect some details of the state of the whole environment.